It's a S22 Ultra, and obviously you can see the screen's cracked, it's glitching, everything is gone wrong on this. So we're gonna be slapping on a new screen. Well, to be honest, not slapping on a new screen, but we're gonna be stripping the phone and rebuilding it into another phone itself. So let's get straight into it. To get this repair started off, we're going to leave the phone on a heat map at 80 to 100 degrees. And then we're going to use some isophobic alcohol around the back glass to basically wear down the adhesive of the phone. I'm then going to use a plastic card or metal blade, either way you'll see me use both, to basically cut at the adhesive that's in between the screen and the housing of the phone. Use plenty of alcohol to wear it down. It really does make a big difference. And if you can, get one of these metal tin blades that kind of bend a little bit, a little bit of leeway so it doesn't crack the back glass. I definitely would recommend taking your time, and yeah, loads of alcohol, and just take your time. It'll come off eventually. So I like to use these camera stickers to protect the camera lenses from dust and any particles that want to fly around. There's different sizes for different cameras. There is a series of screws here that need to be removed. We're looking around 10 screws in total, from the top to the bottom where the charging port is. There is some kind of hidden screws as well, but the main thing is you be careful when you take them out, because if you strip one of these screws, you can imagine you're in a bit of trouble. So take your time, don't rush in. Use the right size screwdriver as well. If you kind of have a screwdriver like I have right now, you shouldn't have any issues, but you don't want to use the wrong screwdriver at all. Before I remove the bottom screws for the charging port, you can lift up the wireless charging, I don't even know what that's called, to be honest, but you want to lift that up, and then you want to disconnect these two actual connectors here. You see me now remove the second one, and that will be able to lift up the wireless charging coil, and then there should be a bit of adhesive on one side that you can kind of use your black stick to remove. Once that's done, we want to disconnect the battery, disconnect the main connector flex going to the charge port, and then there's two more flex cables going to the charger port for different things. I like to use a bit of isophobic alcohol around the battery just to wear it down while we work on other things, so that that's eating away at the adhesive while we work. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 screws here. 6 screws, if I'm correct. 6 screws here. And yeah, like I said, just take your time. If it's your first time, and these screws will come out pretty easy. And like I said, you don't want to strip any of these screws, because the headache that will follow will be insane. And to be honest, I actually haven't stripped any of these screws on a Samsung before, and I don't plan on it. And then you want to pry off that bracket there holding down the charger port, and then there's the other side of these connectors that need to be removed. Now, unfortunately, the customer actually told me that this was an S22. So you can see me here removing the final screws to the charging port here. But what I didn't know is that this was actually an S23, not an S22. So a bit of a headache there with the screen. But look, once I removed the charging port, I moved on to the battery using the battery remover tool. It comes up pretty easy once you let it to wear away for a bit of time. That is the top speaker that I just pried off there. It's really dirty and dusty, so I give it a good clean, and maybe even a good blow as well to blow all the excess dust off that. Now we're going to remove the front facing camera. Once that camera is put aside, there's another connector for probably some flex cable, or flex for the buttons anyway. It's probably there. I forgot one screw there, and then I can pry the board off pretty easily. You shouldn't have any issue removing the board. If there is an issue with the board, something hasn't been disconnected correctly, and you can just put that aside. So this is the moment where I had to get another screen. This is actually the following day. I had to order another screen in, and not cheap, but look, it had to be done to get this repair done. There's 2 stickers there. Not too sure what screen you guys will use, but those stickers will have to be removed, of course. First thing I put in was the charging port. You want to hear a nice click and push it in. I don't think I fully pushed it in here, but you want to push it in not forcefully, but enough to put in the jigsaw piece, if that makes sense. And then the main board will go in, that connector will go back, and then I will basically just do the vice versa of what I've just done, putting back those 3 screws for the charging port. Gotta remove this sticker here to relieve some more adhesive so we can stick the battery back on. I like to keep that little tab there so that the battery in future can be removed. And then these flex cables will go from, this is actually for the display, going to the main board. That's that flex cable. And then this one is going from the charging port to the main board. So all these flex cables have their own individual purpose. And then this one here, which I don't actually know what it's for, but it goes from the charging port again to the main board. And then I'm just going to connect the battery so that we can test the new display. These are OLED displays, not the AMOLED displays, if I'm saying that correctly. But they're very, very good quality, to be fair. The customer has had no issues with it ever since, so pretty happy. And then I'm usually seeing there, I'm just putting back in that new, not new, but putting back in that top speaker, connecting it again. And I believe I put the camera in before. I don't know why the footage is in there, but put the camera first and then the top speaker. Then that bracket goes back in, you want to click it back into place. And once all those are clicked back to place, you want to screw everything back down. I'm not going to show you guys everything down here, but like you want to screw everything back down now. One quick tip when you're screwing it back down, if you're afraid you're going to strip the screws, screw to the left, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So screw to the left until you hear the click. Once you hear the click, you can screw it then right, meaning that the screw is properly in place to be screwed in. And then the wireless module or coil, whatever you guys be calling it, I might have to look up what it's called after this, can go back into it. It's jigsaw puzzle piece. Then you want to connect everything back down. And then there's all those screws that we need to screw back in. Obviously being very careful not to strip anything because, you know, you don't want future issues for these customers. You want it to be perfect. Take your time, screw it back in, and yeah, you guys should be good to go. Up next is the SIM card tray. You want to line that up and push it in. Pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. If that doesn't go in properly, the charging port isn't in correctly, and it probably needs to be taken out again at that stage. Now, because I'm reusing the back glass, there's obviously adhesive that is on it that I'm just pulling off. I haven't gotten in the replacement adhesive for these Samsung devices. The supplier that I got the screen doesn't sell them, which is really annoying. But you can just use some T7000 glue or any glues that are specifically for mobile device repairs. I'm using the black edition. I don't know why I love the black. It's more watery than the see-through one, but I just love the black one more. But it works like a charm. And then before we can put the back glass on, we need to remove the stickers that are covering the cameras. And then once those are removed, we can just pop that back glass back on. I don't know why I didn't record this part yet, but after I put this back glass on, I clamped it down. I used some clamps. You can use some tape if you don't have some clamps, but the clamps are best because you can put as much pressure. If you put too much pressure, you risk cracking the back glass or the screen. But this is after it glued, and then I removed this film that's protecting the screen. And yeah, there you go. That is the new screen looking good in all its glory. And I just quick test, everything's working fine. So if you guys are happy with these type of videos, leave a like down below. Any mailing repairs, contact me in the link in the description. Thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.